Man, we moving timeshares like Silverleaf and shit. Man, we full of that AI over here, man.
Voila! It's your boy John Mack, aka Mindbender, back in that ass like 3 thongs on one fat bitch. And she just can't get it out the crevice. Well, that's what my commentary is like. You know, after you hear it, you become addicted because it gets stuck in the crevice. And I do what these other YouTubers don't do. I delve in history. I delve in the etymology of words. I look for nuances that can't be depicted by frauds and phonies. You must be somewhat of an intellect and care about the craft in which you have decided to involve yourself in to become the best at the top of the pile. And as I strive harder and harder daily, just for maybe 1 to 2 to 3 subscribers a week, I'm very thankful to those that have taken the time out to hit the subscribe button and hit a like button on any one of my videos. Skirt! Don't make me curb your enthusiasm, but I must. So let's dig deep back into the crevice and not get too far off basis. Now you see this brother right here holding this chalice in his hand? Well, that's known as the green turban. And this scene here is known as, you know, a scene in Nativity when allegedly Mary had the little baby Jesus in the manger and the 3 kings came to offer him gifts, you know, the 3 wise men. Well, little did we know that a mammoth green turban was a shell. No wonder the turban on the head resembles a shell. A shell on the crown, a shell of yourself. But the green turban is well renowned, and if somebody has one, it symbolizes untold money and riches. Just like I said, this painting is known as the Adoration of the Magi and the Green Turban. This painting or illustration was painted in 1599 by Martin of Vaz. But there's a new youngster in town.
That I was the chillest nigga involved with Biggie's
He's
success.
from India.
In an uncanny coincidence, just 2 weeks before his untimely death, Punjabi rap sensation Sidhu Moosewala sang The Last Ride, which turned out to be his second last song. That song was sung in tribute to Tupac Shakur, the black American rapper, who was shot dead by gangsters in his car at the age of 25 in LA in 1996.
Now hold the fuck up. Let me pump the brakes on y'all for a second. I'm gonna show you how the black American culture of the United States influences the world, but how other parts of the world have influenced us. Pay attention.
The mysterious land of India is home to countless tales of legends, myths, and dark histories. One such story, the thugs. Hidden under the veil of folklore and the dusty annals of history, India's thugs were a network of murderers and robbers who haunted the roads, striking fear in the heart of every traveler. But who were these thugs, and what drove them to their bloody deeds? For hundreds of years, stretching from the 14th to the 19th century, these secret fraternities of criminals roamed freely. They weren't just ordinary bandits. They were organized, strategic, and deadly efficient. Using a complex system of signals and a coded language known as Ramasi, the thugs operated with utmost secrecy. Their primary weapon? The rumal, a scarf used to silently strangle unsuspecting victims, leaving no blood and no mess. But it was more than just theft and murder for the thugs. They believed their actions were a divine duty, sacrifices to the goddess Kali, the Hindu deity of destruction and chaos. But the more victims they claimed, the greater their infamy grew, and it wasn't long before they caught the attention of the British Empire. By the 19th century, as the British tightened their grip on India, they waged a relentless campaign against the thugs. They were seen not just as criminals but a threat to imperial control. Under the leadership of British officer William Sleeman, a massive crackdown began. Thousands were arrested, tried and executed, while others were imprisoned or exiled. But like all tales shrouded in mystery, not everything is black and white. Some argue the British exaggerated the thug threat, using it as propaganda to justify their rule, casting themselves as the saviors of India. Whatever the full truth, the legend of the thugs remains one of the darkest and most captivating tales in India's history. In the end, between the lines of history and myth, between colonial narratives and local tales, lies a story of a shadowy cult that once ruled the roads of ancient India.
Little did Moosewala know that he too would be brutally shot dead in exactly the same manner. Just an hour before it all happened, Moosewala was at home with his dad in their mansion in Punjab's Mansa, about 100 kilometers southeast of Chandigarh.
Son, I'm worried about these threats to your life. Don't worry, Dad. I've been getting them for years and nothing's happened.
His dad was justified in asking. Only the previous day, Punjab's new AAP government had curtailed his security along with 424 others. The new populist Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann justified it on the grounds of,
I want to get rid of this so-called VIP culture.
there was no love lost between AAP's Mann and Moosewala, who had even stood for elections on a Congress ticket just 3 months back. He lost despite being highly popular and in a case of sour grapes claimed to have been made a scapegoat, which is what his next song was about. Ego further bruised after his security was removed, Moosewala was seething inside. Don't you ever forget, Moosewala is the original gangster. Then taking out his personal 45 bore Ithaca US made pistol, he put 3 bullets in it.
That's really what the Illuminati's on.
That's why I put the K to it. Cause I want the niggas is telling me about this Illuminati shit while I'm in jail, right? Like dollars and all that.
Right.
That's another way to keep your self-esteem low. That's another way to keep you unconfident.
Right.
And I'm putting the K because I'm killing that Illuminati shit. Trust me, these motherfuckers wanted to kill you. Why the fuck they gonna tell Farrakhan? Why they gonna tell the Nation of Islam? Why they gonna tell this nigga in jail about the plan? How did he know?
Right.
How did it leak to him? Who told him? Who told him? The Pope? Who? Because they like the Pope and the money. Oh, come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. You so thinking about the money, you not getting the motherfucking money. Get the money, nigga. I don't give a fuck who face on there. As long as with my face point, put that money out, they accept it. And they do. Believe me, I tried it. I tried to see if it was like a white thing. Everywhere I go with money, they let me in. Everywhere I go with none, they don't let you in. Trust me. That's all it is. It's all about money. When you got money, you got power. If we unify and keep people, I guarantee if people keep supporting me, just buying my records, just going to my concerts, just supporting me, I'm going to keep giving money.
Hey yaar, chill pra. Just 8 kilometers left to reach. Will do then.
A bit later, he saw a couple of SUVs in his rearview mirror following him at a high speed. But full of himself, he thought they were his fans.
Fans, the tashan never ends.
But moments later, just after they crossed a sharp, narrow bend on the road, the 2 SUVs, one a white Toyota Corolla and the other a Mahindra Bolero, waylaid Moosewala's jeep. 6 to 7 men quickly got out holding AK-47 assault weapons and 30 bore and 9mm pistols and started firing indiscriminately at the driver's side of Sidhu's vehicle. Sidhu was hit straight away and tried to counter-attack but could only fire 2 rounds while his friends who were unarmed tried to duck. After shots from the Thar stopped, the goons carefully approached Moosewala's vehicle. He was dead with over 24 gunshot wounds all over his body. Mission accomplished, The killers took selfies with the dead body, memorabilia of sorts in this new world of new age gangsters. Then callously left the heavily wounded friend and cousin to die slowly in the jeep. Sidhu's father reached just minutes later, but unfortunately couldn't save his son.
Now, I want y'all to peep how this story is presented to us. The story is presented to us as if Tupac was the influencer of this poon job. So now he's allegedly like Tupac because he sold this many records and he died in a hail of bullets. I'm going to show you how they trying to convolute a historic story about a Malcolm X type of figure in the 90s to Black America, not some mockery thing. And what they're going to attempt to do is say he found his political understanding and came into himself, rapping for the farmers and the street people and this and that, and then went out in the haze of bullets. But you got to understand, this dude didn't die because he was political, even though he was involved in politics. He had people against him based on jealousy, right? So you can try to draw a comparison from Tupac, but then you'd be omitting years of oppression and his entire history and the history and legacy of the Black Panthers and all that they done by dismissing it so easy with a story like this, especially perpetrated upon other cultures. It's very disrespectful, but Pete. But the Masonic rituals and the doors that you have to go through and the way that they portray this thing, you're not sure if it is an act or a play upon the people in order to further the agenda of political psyop, or if this is just a sad young man misinformed about the greatness of Tupac Shakur and all that he offered, to the average public, as opposed to just being a rapper and just being, a fling pawn night guy who was making his money off of making misogynist music. Pac was a revolutionary. He was much more to his people than just fighting for migrant farmers. He was fighting for change and social change between all races and all colors. He was fighting for social change and justice for all the youth of every background and ethnicity, but mainly of American background and ethnicity. You got to understand that before you can compare others to the great Tupac Shakur. Peace and blessings. I am your host, John Mack, a.k.a. Dr. Mindbender. And may you all have a blessed week.